And as you probably see, actually, I don't know if you can see,
Here
I
you
was
are
booted
getting
shortly
people
after that.
kicked out of the server because you're outing them as being people who support me. It'll take a moment
I
to
was
pull
I
this
was
up.
one of the ones that got kicked out too, by the way. So
I know, but again, this is you trying to
and
out
you
people who are in the server that has children and people who he thought were pedophiles in the same server. This is you working against me.
okay? I
So when you
wasn't pro
say,
pedophile though.
say it again.
I'm not pro pedophile though.
When did I
Like
call
that's
you
a,
pro pedophile?
well, the way you're actually framing it seems a little weird.
Because you're saying, Irish, I don't like the fact that you get involved, but my getting involved is what's letting you know you're talking to a pedophile, right? So I would argue me getting involved is a positive thing. Here you are ratting someone out, saying that
Look,
they should be removed from the server.
if you look at the time, this was early on during the drama, so you see the timestamps?
I don't understand what's the relevance of that point.
As in, this was like basically near the beginning of the situation. All I assumed was your community was going to the server and trying to do some stuff. At the time, that's what I believed. Anyway, I got booted anyway, so I don't know what happened after the fact because they thought I was one of your guys's. So
Again, I'm not tracking the relevance of that. You seem to still think that Peterson was in the right because you come up here asking me what's going on with
nope.
Peterson.
I asked about the school situation. I said the other situation is not good, if you remember.
You
And I
said,
don't.
you said, I asked you, who do you have negative feelings about me getting involved with? You said Peterson. You said Peterson, right? And then you brought more heat to the person who reported Peterson to the school than Peterson himself. And you acted as though you didn't know what happened. But you yourself are now confirming you do know there were minors in his server, which you know now that he lied
Yeah,
about.
within
He has
that
said
same
multiple
day that it
times there were no
happened.
minors in his server, and all of you remained silent. None of you, or four of you, came to me and admitted, Irish, you're right. There were minors in this server, and four of you made a statement saying Peterson's lying, and the rest of you knew the truth, and you said nothing, and you allowed Peterson to try to slander me and try to
I'm gonna
destroy my reputation
say
for
this.
speaking facts.
I didn't know the facts 100%. I actually took it as information that I received while in the server. And after I got booted, I stopped caring about the drama because like I'm booted, I'm not involved anymore. And that was it. I went on with my life. I stopped getting involved.
You didn't respond to what I just said. Do you
I'm
remember
not
what I just said?
I'm not involved. So stop trying to put me in a place where I am involved.
I would argue it is the very fact that people say, I don't want to be involved, that allows bad things to
Look,
happen to people. Because had you
when
been
I was in that
involved,
server, we have the screenshots.
but
I
Sai,
wasn't
had you been involved, you may have
Mhm.
recognized that having minors in a server where there's also people that are believed to be pedophiles is
I
dangerous
agree.
if you had
That's
bothered
very
to want to
wrong.
get involved.
It's fucked up. I understand.
So why are you saying that why are you selling the idea that
How
not
am I
get,
how am I
by
supposed
the
to
way, do you
report
remember
when
what this is about?
I do not actually?
Okay. Do you remember that Peterson defended the right to call black people monkeys because at the end of the day, we're all apes?
Was that what that video was about? Can I see the title?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yep.
Because I do not believe that, and I definitely wouldn't defend that because half black.
Well, it was sold as humor.
Yeah, I need to see the video title. Like, I'll take your word for it now, but like,
No, no,
no, I
no,
will
no.
not.
I don't want to be wrong. I was just
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what that one was, but I could double check. Because when I saw you commenting on that, I took a screenshot, and that screenshot was on something related to Peterson. And the only race related stuff with Peterson was that I remember is when Peterson was defending the right to call black people apes because technically they are, which no one's going to argue that.
Is
He
this
was
like the
arguing,
Homo sapien thing, or I don't remember? It's like, 'cause it's obviously. It's like,
he
is this like the Homo sapien thing, or I don't remember? It's like, is this like the Homo sapien thing, or I don't remember? It's like, is this like the Homo sapien thing, or I don't remember? It's like,
Well, Homo sapiens are a type of ape.
Yeah, I know, like great apes and stuff. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so he believed that it's appropriate to call a black person that. Not to make the point, to call a
I
black
honestly
person
don't
that.
remember. Was it specified towards black people, or is it just like towards people in general?
Oh,
I honestly
I
don't
mean,
remember.
first of all, he made it as a general statement, but then he also defended calling a 14-year-old black child an ape.
Was the emphasis on black? Like, I need to understand the
Does it
situation.
matter? He was a black child who
Well,
was very clearly a black child.
well, he's talking. Obviously, the context is he's scientifically minded. He's talking about apes or great
He
apes.
said, don't call me that. What more context do you need? If someone says, don't
Oh,
call me
okay.
an
Oh, no,
ape,
no, I get it. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I remember now. No, no, I don't agree with that.
okay, that was the only racial stuff I remember. Although I think there was probably more. We could look into it. But like
No, like I said,
respectfully,
like Peterson says a lot of bad shit in the server. Like I understand that.
so
Like he
why
even
do
says
you
some,
have so
he has
why
like
do
out of
you
bad taste jokes and stuff.
so I want you to think about it. Why do you have more animosity towards me, the person who was calling out things that I think you agree are bad, and you have less animosity towards Peterson, the man who not only did it, but lied
I
about what he did?
don't have more or less animosity against you or him. Like I said, I was early on in that situation, drama, whatever you want to call it, and I got booted, so I just moved away from that. That's it. And the thing about
Not
the video, I'm
really.
gonna put this in the title so I can actually see what the video is, to be honest. Well, the thing with the server, yeah, I separated myself from the situation the second I got booted because I couldn't be bothered.
It's not quite what I asked. So listen, Sai, I don't really, at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, it's just more so it is frustrating and annoying that you have people who go around arguing and fighting when you're simply trying to shine a light on behavior that is bad. It's not me trying to demonize Dan. Dan's a basic white guy. Like we all like I'm not above doing problematic shit. I do it all the time. But it's like we need to create an environment where being corrected on it doesn't lead to someone doing a 7-hour live in order to put a target on your back.
Look, I get that. I think there's like some like at this point it's probably gonna be a bit of tone policing. Like at this like it's just gonna go into that. And don't want to do that even though I kind of did that. At the end of the day, I think there are ways to do things, and yeah, it's fine to call people out, especially if they're shitty people. I get that. But I always say gather all the evidence from every side possible that's involved first.
Sai, the fact that I had DMs from you, do you think I'm someone who doesn't have all the evidence?
I told you that I DM'd you, like literally, like not even 5 minutes ago.
Sai, that's not what I
Like,
asked you.
that's why they assumed like I was friends with you and they booted me.
Sai, you literally, I was just about to say what Anxious said. You literally said you never commented in that server. And I was able to show that
Okay,
you were
sorry,
one of the
I
people
posted one
ratting out
picture.
people in that server and helping protect
Okay,
Peterson.
we've been over this already. It was
No, no,
earlier on in
no,
the
Sai,
situation.
you're not
What's going
understanding.
on,
Sai,
and
you're not understanding.
you're joining the server. So I was like, oh hey,
Sai, you're not understanding my point. I'm not making
I
the
am.
point you're a liar. You just said that you're for calling people out, just make sure you have all the receipts. What I'm saying is the fact that I was able to show a receipt of you, unintentionally lying about your involvement with Peterson and be able to do that within 5 minutes. Do you think I'm someone who does not have the receipts on everything I claim?
Honestly, do you think me posting a picture and having some comments about your community joining the server is bad? Like, imagine somebody in a different community joins your server and has a bunch of people joining. Of course, I'm like, hey, who are these people? Are they going to cause problems? Let's figure out who they are. At that time, like I said, the situation was early on. So, of course, I'd be like, hey, watch out for these people. They're not you. If you joined, Peterson even said, like, hey, you can join, you're fine, whatever. I wouldn't care. Like, we don't know who these people are, obviously. So,
Okay,
that's
Sai,
that.
you understand that you can do bad without meaning bad, right?
Buddy, I was there early on and I got booted, so I don't know what happened after that
Sai, I'm
fact.
not
You
calling
have the
you.
receipts.
Sai, I have never called you a bad person, right? But you were in a server working with a known pedophile and meaning paleo, and you were in a server helping Peterson perpetuate a lie that was allowing him to have children and PDFs in the same server, you
Yeah, that's
did,
shit. I don't agree
hang
with
on,
that.
you did bad, but you didn't mean it. But you still did bad. And this is what drives me nuts is when you say, I wish people
I
wouldn't
didn't
get
understand the
involved.
situation. And I did bad unintentionally. If that's what you want me to say that, sure. I didn't know the full situation. I assumed people that were coming from your server into this server were bad people, and we're ratting them out, as you said. That's my side.
And you're not realizing that it's because of people like me who get involved that we stop that shit, that you stop doing harm, even going on. Only then can you stop doing harmful shit. Without people not involved, you would never have learned anything about Peterson.
Like, I don't even know the full story. Sure, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know the full story. Or I just heard from you and from his side, and like from people from your community and his community, and blah blah blah. So I don't have the full picture of that. That's why I didn't want to have like a direct statement from your community and his community, and blah blah blah. So I don't have the full picture of that. That's why I didn't want to have like a direct stated opinion of what happened in that situation.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to drop you down. Feel free to like stick around or not.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's fine.
gives Psy any hate whatsoever. Feel free to like stick around or not.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's fine.
gives Psy any hate whatsoever. I was really just curious. I'll drop you on now.
Yeah, it turned out to be a good talk. So yeah, you have a good one.
Cheers. If I'm glitched, you on now.
Yeah, it turned out to be a good talk. So yeah, you have a good one.
Cheers. If I'm glitching, just leave and come back in again, guys. That's all I can tell you to do. I can't really, unfortunately, tell you anything else. If you're here because of the Dan Alina thing, you all can go now. I don't really have anything more to say on it, to be honest with you. I'm going to stay live just because I'm bored, but I'm not going to be interesting. I'm not going to be dramatic. There's not going to be any fights. There's not going to be any of that stuff. So if you're here for drama, I think from now on, it will be drama free. So save yourself and go to bed. What's up, Ernesto?
I would suggest you all hold out on that because I am up here to talk about Irish calling out 50-year-olds.
I have no problem with 50-year-olds. What did I
Really?
say about him being 50?
Because he was, I don't know, it was talking about, what was it? It was something about, uh, was it his receipts when you were showing, he was, I think it
Oh,
was,
50-year-old boomer humor.
yeah, yeah, that's what it was, the boomer humor. The runner.
Okay. I mean, am I wrong? Like, people mock my videos to advertise my lives are 100% boomer. Like, look, 50-year-old boomer memes, you're right, because it can be funny. So he's just 50-year-old boomer memes that are unfunny.
50-year-olds aren't boomers anymore.
What the fuck is a boomer?
65. Boomers are in their mid 60s now.
What the fuck is a 50-year-old?
Gen X.
Nah, I'm not okay with that.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's what it is.
No, I'm just going to keep calling people 50 or older boomers. I don't consider it a look. There's a reality here. There's the generational term boomer, and then there's the colloquial term boomer. And the colloquial term boomer just means an old person who's not very tapped in and does not have a lot of information regarding technology. And that will be, is that people who are 50 plus? Okay, that's fair. Then I'm thinking
No,
about
yeah,
it.
it's fair to say 50 plus usually, typically.
Yeah, because you can't be technologically relevant and you can't be culturally relevant when you're that far away from the pulse of what the new culture is. So, yeah, I think anyone 50 plus for the rest of life, meaning from here on out for eternity, unless like our life cycle extends, I think it's okay to just call older people boomers as a colloquial term, not a generational designation. Am I wrong in this? In the chat, do you guys really reserve the word boomers as a technical reference to the generation?
That 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 felt like a boomer statement right there.
I'm dropping the boomer adjacent Gen Xer. Not helpful to my argument whatsoever. I think I'm going to end the live. I don't really have. Oh, wait, did this freeze? Yeah, I don't really know what just happened, but let me try to get another backdrop up. Where is it? Where is it? I think that's it. And yeah, to everyone who's asking me about Bree, yeah, I saw it. I was there. I saw the whole thing. No need to update me. Bex, we all know it happens whenever it is. I am downloading new photos. What's up, Anxious? What's up, Alex?
I was just going to say about the boomer thing. I completely agree with you. I just use the term boomer like super randomly. My friend's like 44 and she did something boomer the other day. She didn't know how to work her phone. And I was like, wow, what a boomer. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, it's a term of art. Appreciate it. All right,
yeah.
let me drop you now.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, I'm uncomfortable because wait, Irish is hurt because he ended up having to side with me. Alina, you and I don't agree on a lot of shit. But I think you're good faith. And I think that I'm humble enough to know that my approach is not necessarily the right approach. And I'm also humble enough to know that it's not my place. Unlike Dan. Oh no, she called me ooh. I just don't understand why people are not okay with not being liked. Like just cope or something. It's weird. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the live unless there's no. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the live unless there's no reason to continue, right? Oh, Anxious dropped. I just sent her an invite, but she dropped. Oh, hello?
Hello, Ernesto dropped me.
Oh, did you? Oh, I thought you dropped yourself.
No, I didn't.
Oh, what's up?
I just wondered if you'd seen Peyton's videos
Peyton's videos on what?
on the Unfrick America tour.
I don't know. I've not really been paying a ton of attention to it, to be honest with you. It's just sort of like one of these things that I didn't.
I've never seen his videos.
I don't know names. I know faces a lot more.
He was invited on the tour, and then he happened.
Oh, is Peyton the one who ended up saying, I'm not okay with this?
Yeah, he happened across a live that was
Yeah, he saw
black female creators who were just
no,
basically.
he saw Z talking and was like, I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like his take.
when she went up on a live with Meadow, actually.
Yeah, I liked his take a lot.
No, that was it, because when I first saw the background, I thought that's what this was going to be about, and I had no idea who this guy was, so I was confused.
No, because most of the critiques about Unfuck America are racial in origin. So like it's not my place to speak on that. So I don't really like I just don't think it would be appropriate for me to host a live on it. Defending it or critiquing it in that regard. So no, that's definitely not what this is going to be about. This was more just about, I don't know. I guess I have made like a mini career, unpaid labor though, a internship of just sort of like calling out people who just seem to be, I don't know, harmful when triggered or harmful when their ego is bruised. Like What, like, yeah, I just don't understand why he couldn't be like, oh, Alina doesn't fuck with me. Okay, I won't fuck with her. I don't understand how that was not his rational response. And instead, a 7 hour live labeling Alina a liar was necessary. I don't understand that at all.
I don't know how you can be a live creator and be triggered by something as small as someone saying ew.
I do go back and forth in that regard. And what I mean by that is I don't think people understand the amount of emotional abuse that creators suffer under. And it's tremendous. In my regular life, I don't get abuse at all. I just don't. I may get criticism. I may get critique. I don't get abuse. As a creator, you get abused all the goddamn time. But I just feel like I don't love the argument you're a creator, so deal with it. What I think I prefer is the argument that if you are having a hard time taking this level of abuse, rather than centering yourself and thinking, oh, poor me, try to channel that into realizing, wow, what it must be like to be people who are regularly abused, like folk who are in marginalized communities. Take a moment and be like, wow, all the abuse I'm getting, could you imagine being a woman on this app and how abusive that would be? Like, you can use that as a empathy bridge to some degree, rather than just centering yourself. Because don't get me wrong, in DMs, in my private DMs, I break down about the abuse that I get. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. I empathize with that part of it. But I think not being able to realize the broader picture is a problem. And yeah, I don't think saying ooh, I don't think that should qualify as abuse, especially the fact that she said, you're not welcome here. There's like 100 bad ways to have said it. 100 bad ways to have said it. And all she said was, you're not welcome here. Like, that was the nicest, non-abusive way to say it. So I don't really understand. All right, I'm going to drop you on down. Thank you for joining. And I think everyone knows that not you, Lena, Alina. Yeah. As everyone knows, when I don't feel like I have anything worth saying, I get very self-conscious because I don't want people just tuning in because they're bored. I'd like to think I'm saying something of value. And right now, I've got nothing more of value to say. So I'm going to go find a live that is saying something interesting and go join that live. And I wish you all the best. I would say, hey, should we raid someone? Except I don't think there's a single creator on this app who would want me to raid them. Like, not one. So I think you should all go raid your beds and go